award-winning star and producer of The Bear. He's also a chef, restaurateur, and best-selling cookbook author. Here today with his latest soup, salads, and sandwiches.
Please welcome back to the show, the one and only Matty Matheson.
Congratulations on all the success of the show. Love watching the show. So it's a real huge honor to have you here. And there's lots of great food to dig into. But before we get into that, I want to know about your love, your passion for the 3 S's. The soup, the salads, and the sandwiches, Matty. Talk to us.
Well, you know, there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of passion with salad. Or maybe there's a lack thereof. And now we're trying to put some passion in there.
Gotcha.
And I find that everyone makes the same salad. You know, I make the same salad. Every time I go to my house, I make the same salad. I do a thing. You know, soups. I don't know. How many times do you make soups, really? Do you make a hearty soup?
I make but 3 different types. You're totally right. I go back to the same sandwich.
A chunky one, throw some kale, a bean one, throw some stuff in it, whatever it may be. But it's just like a sandwich. Even at home, if I make a sandwich, it's still just like a bologna sandwich or a mortadella sandwich or like a salami. Like, it's just still nothing, you know? It's just a thing that you do quickly.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, soup salad sandwiches deserve their flowers. And I think that they should, you know, like, they're incredible things. They're incredible things, and they can be meals. And a salad can be a supper. A salad can be, you know, for your wedding.
Love that.
It can be anything.
We're gonna start with soup, something you describe as the friend you've never had, but is always there for you. I love this. Poetry. I understand that a soup your mentor made for you actually changed your life.
Well, you know, we love pho.
Yeah.
But I never knew. I grew up in a small town, and we didn't have any Vietnamese restaurants. So when I moved to Toronto and I was working at Le Select, and maybe I was a little hungover, I don't know. But I remember Rang brought me some pho, and I never had it before. And he told me I never even saw like a bird's eye chili before.
Yeah.
And he got me to eat the whole thing, which kind of messed me up. Yeah. But that's Rang. Rang, I'm watching you. But yeah, like, I think it's just one of those things where eating something you've never had before, and then eating something that is so filled with love. It's so kind of just dank. It's just good. Yeah. And you're just like, what is this? I'm like, I grew up on, like, you know, like cream of mushroom soup. And like, I grew up like beige and unremarkable. You know, like, it is like one of those things. Like, I love my family. I love my parents. They're incredible cooks. But it is like, we're salt and pepper. Like, our mashed potatoes was just like forked mashed potatoes. Like, there was no, my dad liked it dry.
Okay.
Sure. Steve, you liked it dry.
Well, tell us about the new best friend we're about to try, which is this caramelized maple parsnip soup. This guy. So tell us about this while we dig in.
Well, this is a beautiful soup. Parsnips are naturally very sweet and delicious, and it's a robust vegetable. You know, it can feed a lot of people. It's hearty. It gets the appetite gone. It decimates that. And then the ricotta's a nice thing. And then sunchoke chips are beautiful and
this
crispy.
Is a delicious
and
soup.
They have that like caramelized flavor, and it's really tasty. And it's like, I don't know, it's nice. It's like eating like a sweet sundae.
Sweet but savory. It's
sweet and savory. Yeah, like, you can take parsnips and like you could make like a creme anglaise out of that, or you could make a dessert, or you could take it and like cream it and like put it into a cheesecake or something. Like, parsnips are very versatile.
All right, so listen, we all love watching you on The Bear, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but you're also an executive producer on the show.
Yeah, I'm one of the bosses.
You're
one of the bosses.
Say it. I like that, the way you dropped that. I'm one of the bosses. No. And you also create some of the recipes that are on the show. So tell me, how do you decide what's the recipes for the show versus the recipes for your restaurant versus the recipes for your cookbook?
Okay. Well, on The Bear specifically, we couldn't do it. Like, Courtney Store is our full culinary. She's the boss. I work with her on ideation. But the thing is we work together. She's an incredible chef. And we work on ideation. How would Carmi think of a menu?
Gotcha.
Where does he come from? Where has he been taught? Where's he going? He's Italian-American. Was taught in fine dining. Sid is worked at UPS and doesn't have formal training. And she's coming together. Where does that lineage come? Who are you defines like what you really cook, right? And so I think it is like one of those things that we try to figure that out.
Yeah.
And we're like, try to make it as real as possible.
Yeah.
Like, how do you create these menu items? Where, like, their skill level, where they come from, that all plays. And then for my restaurants, it is like a thing where we're just trying to make good cheeseburgers and trying to make good pizza and trying to make good pho. And like Cafe Rang, which is right around the corner from here, but it is like a thing that's like, we had to get like his recipes from his sister. And she just lives like down by, where's she, Fan Rang? Around Fan Rang, I think. I forget. I was there a long time ago.
Yeah.
But we had to call his sister and like get like, what's her shrimp cake recipe? And like, how does she make pho? And how did, like, we wanted to bring those recipes here. Because Rang was like, he's a good chef, but I was just like, yo, when we were there, your sister's food was so insane. It was so delicious. I was just like, we need some of those recipes. And so I want to make things for the restaurants and things. I want to make them as real as possible and from the heart and kind of singular. Really like focus on like individual, like pizza, cheeseburgers, even at Rizzo's, we're making just chicken parm. We want to make chicken parm and like matzo sticks.
Who doesn't love chicken parm?
The matzo sticks are fire, but it's just like, how do you make a really good matzo stick actually, you know? So then you just ideate and think of things and everything's different and
All right, so all of this talk of food is getting us hungry, so we're gonna dive back into the food. And this next dish was inspired by a Mexican corn salad. Street corn salad.
elotes.
But it's like a salad in a sundae cup. Talk to us about this one as we dive in.
So this is just like, almost like, you take the charred corn salsa and like salad and you just char it and then you make a crema, which is like equal parts like mayonnaise and sour cream and Parmesan cheese. And then you just kind of dress it up. And then the thing on top, which is really nice, it's really good.
Ridiculous.
And then we just beer batter fried cheese curds. And so then you have...
That's what this is?
Yeah, that's just fried cheese. And then you eat that and then that's just nice. That's good for you.
This is beautiful.
That's tasty, right? It's good.
Maddie, we've known each other for a long time.
A long time.
So
Old friends.
Old pals. I want to take a little trip down memory lane to when we were just two young kids starting out in our careers. Check this out.
Oh, look at me now. Boiling hot dogs.
Is there a fine art to, the crumpling? Are you just...
Well, you don't want to dust it. You still want some big chunks. The tartness from the yellow mustard and the sweetness and smoke of the beans, the crunch of the chip, the softness and tenderness of the hot dog.
First of all, I gotta say, that is still one of the best hot dogs I've ever had.
That's a great hot dog.
Second of all, if you could go back and talk to that baby-faced boy and tell him one thing, what would it be?
Everything's gonna be all right? I don't know.
Really good.
Yeah, like I think that guy at 27, I was a little bit of a psychopath, maybe. It was like one of those things. Who knows? You know, like I'm happy that I'm here. That's for sure, and I'm very grateful for being able to write books and have restaurants and do all the things that I'm able to do, which is a beautiful thing. And yeah, that guy didn't know nothing.
Yeah, but you know what, Maddie? We're happy that you're here too.
I'm happy
really
to be
happy you're
here.
Well, for our final dish, we're gonna talk sandwiches. Talk to us about this fried Spam kimchi grilled cheese.
Spam's fire. I don't know.
By the way, I've never had Spam before. It's my first Spam.
First time having Spam. I think Spam probably gets a bad... It's almost like a thing like MSG gets a bad rap or like Spam gets a bad rap. Spam is a beautiful, powerful thing that has fed many people for a long time. I don't know. I'm not gonna say hundreds of years, but Spam's been good. Spam's fire. And kimchi and the grilled cheese, it just makes sense. You have something fatty and salty, then you have something crunchy like the kimchi and salty but sour, and then the cheese is nice and good, and then the bread is a crunch, and then, making sandwiches is very architectural. You want to have different layers of crunch and softnesses and things that aren't gonna move around when you bite into them, because the worst thing about a sandwich, you take a bite and it goes all to the side. That's because the bread's too hard. That's no good.
That's no good.
That's no good, because then the bread, you're not able to bite into it and allow the layers to be able to, there's a science to it.
You're an architect. You're an architect of beautiful things. We love you so much.
We love you.
Thank you for being here with us today. Wow, magic time. Now, don't forget, soup, salad, sandwiches is available now. And good news for our dirty audience. You're going home with your own coffee.
Everyone gets a book! You get a book! You get a book!
closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.